نفس کافر را بکش مؤمن بباش چون بکشتی نفس را ایمن بباش.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Daddy, can we read this one again?
Again? All right then. I know this one is your favorite. The Conference of the Birds. What a sight it was. All the birds of the world were gathered together. They had gathered for a very special reason. They wanted to know who their king was. "We must search for our king," they said. "Our kingdom cannot exist without a king." "The Simurgh lives behind the mountains of Kaf," Hoopoe told them. Do you remember who the Simurgh is?
Yes, Daddy, that's the king.
That's right. And what about Hoopoe? Where's Hoopoe? Do you see Hoopoe on the page?
There's the Hoopoe, the one with big feathers on her head.
That's right, sweetie. The one with the crest of feathers like a crown. Let's see what she says. "Although our king is close to us, right now we're very far from him. We have to cross 7 long valleys to reach him, and it will take many years to cross each valley."
Hey, what's up? Why are you looking so low?
I don't know. What am I going to do for this poetry assignment? It's due in like 2 days.
Chill. It will get done.
Stop with your chill. Pam is very strict. You cannot mansplain. You're way out of everything.
Of course I can. It's okay. I'll be extra charming.
That won't work.
Hey, look. She's just over there.
So?
So let's ask for some help.
No, you cannot just...
Excuse me, ma'am. Can we please ask you about our assignment?
Okay. So, what about it?
Well, we were wondering, if you don't mind, ma'am, about which poem to pick.
Well, I would suggest you to pick Fariduddin Attar's Mantiq-ut-Tayr, which is also known as...
The Conference of the Birds.
Yes, exactly. And why do you think I have suggested you someone like Attar as opposed to, say, someone more commercial like Rumi?
You're right, ma'am. You know, you cannot scroll Insta without some inspirational Rumi quote.
But Rumi is inspirational. What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but you cannot deny he's become so renowned. People have even forgotten he was a Muslim.
Hey, we are going off topic. Why Attar?
Attar paved the way for the other poets after him. Even Rumi recognized that. The Conference of the Birds uses the same rhyming couplet style that Rumi later uses in his Masnavi.
It is one of those classical tales of long and challenging journey. We see it again and again. Homer's Odyssey, Chinese classic, or Journey to the West.
Exactly. And it is bursting with symbols and allegories, both an entertaining story and a metaphorical masterpiece, which is used as means to explore human existence. But tell me, why the birds?
Because bird is the classical symbol for the soul.
Indeed, flying beyond this world to the hereafter.
And I think different types of birds symbolizes different types of human beings.
Yes, and of course the hoopoe has particular significance.
The wise bird that guides others to the king.
Yes, but also the use of hoopoe actually shows Attar's Muslim origins. We know that hoopoe is mentioned in the Quran, Hudhud, the favored bird of Prophet Suleiman, known as King Solomon in the other Abrahamic traditions.
Oh yes, so much favored that it got the crest of feathers on its head.
Yes, and importantly, the hoopoe was the bearer of the letters. He brought the letters and messages of the king.
एजी पाखड़िया जो होवे तो शाने जाई मिलो सुकारो Pindaro nahatha.
Okay, let's talk about the piece now.
What was that about?
I know, only actors do weird stuff like this.
So what did you do today? Who, me? Oh, you know, I was just casually flapping around like a bird.
Okay, I know that was unusual, but I got you up and moving. And I thought it was really appropriate for the piece we are thinking about today.
The birdie song?
No, we will be examining La Conférence des Oiseaux, the English theatre director Peter Brook's stage adaptation of the 12th century Persian poem, The Conference of the Birds.
The Conference of the Birds?
What was wonderful about Brooke was that he ventured beyond his familiar Western theatre roots in Shakespeare and was brave enough to look for inspiration in Eastern literary and devotional traditions such as his stage adaptation of the Mahabharata. The Conference of the Birds is from Persian poetic Islamic tradition. Brooke and his company traveled across Africa attempting to develop a form of theatre that did not depend upon the cultural assumptions of the audience.
I don't get it. Birds having a conference?
No. Obviously, the story is much richer than that. It starts with the birds of the world deciding that they must seek their king, the Simurgh. The journey to the king is a very treacherous one, and it is seen that the birds start making.
Excuses.
Yes, exactly. Have you heard the story?
Actually, I have. Director's pet. Look, I heard it as a kid.
I didn't know you were from Iran.
No, I'm not from Iran. However, I am an Ismaili Muslim. We are kind of into these spiritual, allegorical Sufi stories as sort of ways to understand the soul, spirituality, that kind of thing. We read the story as children in our community religious education classes.
Ah, how interesting.
Okay, yeah, but do you actually remember any of it? I do remember some of the birds. There was the nightingale, a beautiful nightingale, hopelessly in love with the rose and too obsessed to venture on the journey. There was a partridge, so fixated on digging for gems and jewels that he would not go on the journey. And there was also a duck, always washing, cleansing, being in the water. The duck did not want to leave his water or his rituals behind.
Yes, that's the first part of the story. The birds making excuses.
Yes, and they really were excuses. Basically, the birds were afraid. Many of them did not have the courage to go beyond their mundane daily lives and, find their purpose, seek their destiny.
Yes, can you see the parallels with us as human beings?
I'm sorry, I really don't get how this 12th century poem about birds of all things is relevant today.
I don't have time for all that stuff. I've got something way better. So, like, I'm totes obsessed with Roz, right? MG. Don't tell me you haven't heard of her. Roz. Romasian. Rosie Romasian. R squared? Seriously? Look, she's got like 2.2 gazillion followers on Insta, but like I'm totes her biggest fan. We're like connected. She totally gets me. The stuff she says is just so profound. Look, I'll show you. Remember every day to breathe. I mean, that's deep, right? Like you've got to remember to breathe every day. Otherwise, you would die. That, my friend, is truth. I love Roz. She's like my hero. One day, I'm gonna go totally viral, just like Roz.
بیش از این در عشق رعنایی مناز، عشق روی گل بسی خارت نهاد. بیش از این در عشق رعنایی مناز، عشق روی گل بسی خارت نهاد. عشق روی گل بسی خارت نهاد.
I actually don't have time. You know, I'm a professional businessman, and building a business takes all my time. And there's no time for anything else. I work, I earn, I network. I work, earn, and network. That's what my life is all about. But I'll tell you a secret. If you want to be a big player, you gotta hang out with big players. You have to play the part. The Rolex, the Gucci's, the Armani's, the Versace's. And apart from that, if you want a big house, if you want a swimming pool, if you want a mansion, you want it, right? You all want it. If you all want that, you have to strive daily. You have to make your investors happy. You have to bring in the money. And above that, you have to wear the bling. So there's no time for anything else.
هدهدش گفت ای چو گوهر جمله رنگ، چند لنگی چندم آری عذر لنگ. هدهدش گفت ای چو گوهر جمله رنگ، چند لنگی چندم آری عذر لنگ.
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't have time for all that. You know, I have my rituals, my duties, my service, my seva. Yes. And I do all my rituals every single day, morning and evening. I'm right there on the dot doing my rituals, and things just wouldn't run smoothly without me. Let's see how it's come out. All right. There we go. Chai is life. And life is chai. Cheers to that.
هدهدش گفت ای به آبی خوش شده، گرد جانت آب چون آتش شده.
I don't know. I think it's a pretty relevant story, even today.
Oh, yes? Which bird are you then?
No, silly. What I mean is, people are multidimensional. There are times we can all be a bit nightingale, partridge, or duck.
Okay, you've totally lost me.
Ever been a bit obsessed by a person or thing? Ranveer Singh.
Okay, do we have to mention that? I am over that now.
Well, we all know you went a bit nightingale.
Point taken.
And when we get too obsessed with making money or wealth or fame, we become a bit partridge.
Yeah, I suppose.
And when we get caught up in the ritual of things, with just doing things and not thinking, like our friend Duck, then
we miss the point. Life is about discovering who we truly are, taking the journey inwards, within.
Exactly. Within.
Of course, once the bird made their excuses, very few remained to travel the treacherous path.
Only 30 birds from the whole world.
And I think Attar wanted these valleys to be seen as metaphors. Metaphors for the struggles we go through as humans to understand the divine. We perhaps have to shed the dogma, leave the rationality behind, realize that God is one and all around us to truly find our spiritual destiny.
It is quite profound for a poem about birds.
But the cleverest bit is the twist at the end. That after all that journey, when the birds arrive at their destination, they see an image of the 30 of them reflected.
Say more. Meaning 30 birds.
Oh, it's so clever, isn't it? As if Attar is requesting us to truly find God, you only need look within. You are the mirror that reflects that light.
Why was it so hard for the birdies to see the king? If they got tired, they could just take an airplane.
Oh, my sweetie. Remember, this story was written a long time ago. I don't think they had airplanes then. But this story isn't just a story. It's meant to teach us something about life, too.
Teach us what?
Well, I think the story is saying that life can be difficult, full of struggles.
Like when we couldn't go out or see our families? That was so hard.
My sweetie, that was hard. Just like that. But if we're brave, like the 30 birds, and we have courage for the journey, it's all worth it in the end.
I dared to look within in that dark, forgotten place that is endless in dimension and beyond all time and space. And a single candle beckoned, and I drew towards its light, and that place became much warmer and the walls became more bright. And in that cave I wandered, now more curious to explore, glimpsing pictures in the shadows, tracing footprints on the floor. And as my heart grew more open, so the cave began to grow. A forest canopy above me, a glistening stream below. And then I heard the music, and my heart began to dance, and the poetry embraced me, and I fell into a trance. And so the dream there ended, and I emerged from within, with a candle burning brightly and a new place to begin.
Our beloved Khudavand, on this, your 85th birthday, we express our shukrana to you for being our guiding light. We thank you for carrying us through our valleys of difficulty and giving us the courage for the journey within. Salgira Mubarak.